Okay, please say it 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So good evening to everyone. I wish that may today's sitting to become very successful for you. May be able to develop further in your spiritual practice, and may you gain more and more insight and concentration. Right? So today too, we are going to practice the fourth step in Vipassana meditation, and then Sriyashbhaya will practice breathing meditation first step, right? So now gradually, while observing the sensations, you are developing 3 kinds of experiences inside. Right? Let's close the door. So those 3 kinds of experiences, in Pali, they are called as, first one is Jnata Parinya. Not only now you know the concept of impermanence, but also you experience it, right? So the experience of knowledge, that means Jnata Parinya means whatever the knowledge that you have, you experience it. So experience of knowledge. So we knew earlier that things are changing, but we have never, please come. Please. So Jnata Parinya means, we have the knowledge, but we have not yet experienced. So we knew that everything is changing, but earlier we didn't encounter them by your own experience. But now, when you practice the Vipassana meditation, what happens is you experience that impermanence in front of your own knowledge, in front of your own awareness, right? Not eyes, awareness. So it's kind of eye too. That means third eye, right? So then right. So for an example, you experience one a sensation like itching sensation. You experience. So when you observe it, you observe it at a particular place of your body, and when you keep on observing the sensations for the second time, you realize that sensation of itching has already gone. Instead, there is a sensation which is totally different from that sensation. Maybe coldness, maybe heat, maybe twinkling sensation or pulsing sensation, something like that. Then you encounter and you actually realize, oh, I am changing. So I can actually, this body, it is temporary. It is changing very fast. And there is no any eternal thing. And the impermanence, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's not something imaginary. And then actually, there is no an eternal I. So even though we call things as this is mine, so there is no any actual processor in the world who can hold on to that one. And at the same time, so if you really think deeply, you understand that those things are also changing. So let's say it's a pen, that is also changing. So then you realize that there is no eternal I, and this realization is Jnata Parinya. So that means understanding what you already knew before. through your own experience, right? Experience of knowledge. Jnata parinya. Then second one is tirana parinya. Oh, then tirana parinya means so uh, experience of decision. Whenever you realize that things are changing, so things are changing, then you think, is getting angry, uh, is getting angry reasonable or not reasonable? So is being jealous reasonable or not reasonable? Is being sorrowful actually meaningful or not meaningful? So like that, you start to decide if something is impermanent. So should I hold on to things and say, oh, these are the so should you develop craving, aversion, and delusion, thinking uh, thinking that so they are permanent, right? So then what you do is you start to decide. It's okay. Then you develop, by that way you develop tirana parinya. So the experience of decision, right? So first you develop jnata parinya, experience of knowledge, and then because of that experience of knowledge within, so in front of your own awareness, right, third eye, so then you start to decide, right? Should I cling on to these things or should I let it go? So you start to decide. So this is the experience of decision. And then third experience that you that happen within it, that you develop within it, pahana parinya. Then when you realize that things are changing, so no use of holding grudges towards the other people, because I'm changing, the other people are changing. So whatever happened in the past, it's a past thing, right? Which you cannot change. So hold on to grudges. That's not the right thing. So I should let it go. Thinking so, pahana parinya means so the experience of letting go. What you do is you let go. Right? You let go. So you let go of your negativities. That is pahana parinya, experience of letting go. So through Vipassana meditation, I described that you develop three kinds of experiences. So experience of knowledge, experience of decision, experience of letting go. Right? It is just like this. So there is a small child, and in front of that child there is a small incense stick which is burning. Right? Then that child tries and tries to touch it. Right? Then parents, what they do is they allow the child, fine, they try their best but can't help, so they let that child to touch it. When they touch that flame, so the burning part, right? When that child touches the burning part, what happens is it burns and gets burned. Then there is the experience of knowledge. Then that child thinks, oh, if I touch a burning thing, it burns, it damages me. That is the knowledge, so experience of um, uh, experience of decision. Then finally, that child determines, I'm not going to touch anything burning because it's harmful, it damages me. So that is the experience of letting go. So what are the three kinds of experiences that we gain, that we develop through Vipassana meditation? Experience of knowledge, experience of decision, experience of letting go, right? So those three things will happen inside you when you practice Vipassana meditation. So then you have to think through this, using this Vipassana meditation the best way that you can. So you should try to let go as much as negativities that you do have. So when so somebody says, when someone comes to this world, you cry and the whole world laughs. They smile. And you have to determine when you go. So you should become a person, right? You should become a person that the other people cry because they miss you, because of your great qualities, but you leave with a smile, right? So be such kind of person. Using this Vipassana meditation, try to let go as much as negativities that you do have. With each practice, you let go at least a little. So there is a huge rock, but if there is a person who has determination, if that person hits this rock with a small hammer continuously, then what will happen? Gradually, it might take time, but gradually that person will be able to break the whole rock into pieces, and that person can destroy the whole rock. Negativities that we have developed because of our ignorance, so they are just like the rock. So practice of meditation means, practice of meditation means hitting that great rock with the small hammer. I know, but so you are lay people. You practice this. I really appreciate you practice this meditation and dedicating a lot of things, right? So it's not easy. You can't dedicate time just like monks and nuns, right? So, most probably the shots that you give to the rock, they are shots with a small hammer, not with a big hammer. But somehow you can break it. If you practice, so if you give shots day by day, twice a day, 15 minutes morning, 15 minutes evening, you will try to break it. And finally, you will be able to let go as much as negativity that you can. And you can be a person then who will leave the world with a smile, thinking, oh, I could develop a lot within this life. And I don't have any remorse about my life. And while the other people cry because they miss you due to the qualities that you develop within and that you could exert and share with the other people. Right? Try to be such kind of person. Practice ardently. And try to develop these three kinds of experiences within. Experience of knowledge, experience of decision, experience of letting go. Right. With that determination, we are going to start. So newcomers, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation. So please observe the breath when it is coming in. When it is coming in, don't go with the breath all the way in. Just stop your observation at the end of your nostrils, and then let the breath go in. When it comes back, it will touch the very same area, the end of your nostrils, and will go out. Then please keep on being aware. When it is coming in, be aware that it is coming in. When it is going out, be aware that it is going out. If it is gross, If it is soft, if it is long, if it is short, let it be so. Just keep on observing. Do your job, and calmness and happiness will come up. Please do your job. Work hard. Vipassana meditators, please observe the sensations on your front of your body. That means middle. Please observe the sensations on the middle part of your body. That means from neck area to stomach area, and after that portion. Divide your whole back into three portions, three parts, and observe the sensation within those three parts. Let it be coldness, let it be heat, let it be hardness, let it be softness, let it be itching sensation, pulsing sensation, blood circulating sensation, or any sensation. So trickling sensation, burning sensation, pain. So all those, whatever sensation that you feel, let it be so. Just keep on observing. And whenever you felt a sensation, remind yourself, this is impermanent, changing, changing, changing. Let your insight to develop. Let your wisdom to develop. Observe that sensation with a very equanimous mind diligently. And let that experience of sensation result in wisdom. Whatever the sensations that you experience, they have the same characteristic. They are impermanent, changing. Now everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Take another deep breath. Let it go. Now please calm down. I'm going to pay our respect and gratitude towards the Buddha first, and then we are going to start. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimeso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho viññācarana sampanno sungato lokamido anuttaro purisadang masarati sattha deva manussanang buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo sandittingo akaliko ehi passiko opanaiko paccatang veditabbo viññuhiti Supanipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Punyupanipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samikipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yatidang chattari purisa yugani Atte purisa puggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyakhetang lokasati Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very equanimous mind, very patient mind. Please start your meditation. If you are practicing breathing meditation, please do so if you are a beginner. If you are an old student, please keep on practicing Vipassana meditation. Whatever the meditation practice that you do, that you practice, may it become very, very successful. Give you everything. You are bound to be successful. You are bound to be successful. Please start right now. Now, everyone, please keep your eyes closed. But if you want, if your legs are paining, you can change your posture. You can change your legs. Let your whole body to relax. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation. Keep the eyes, let the eyes stay closed. First, you will share your loving kindness, your sincere loving kindness with yourself. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. May my dear mother, my dear father, my dear teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all those people. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards the neutral people. We think of the people who are not our friends. We think about the people who are not our enemies, the people that are in the middle. May all the neutral people be well, be happy, be peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the neutral people. Now let's spread our loving kindness towards the enemies. First, please forgive for them for their mistakes. Then mentally ask forgiveness for your mistakes. And then please spread your loving kindness. May all the neutral people be well. May all the neutral people be happy. May all the neutral people be peaceful. May they be very peaceful, very peaceful. May all the enemies be well. May all the enemies be happy. May all the enemies be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Human beings, animals, and all the other beings. Even though they are visible or not visible, even though they are beautiful or not beautiful, even though they are clever or not clever, we don't discriminate them. Instead, we sincerely and lovingly think of all of them and share our loving kindness. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings, all the beings. Bhavetu sabbe mangalam rakhantu sabbe devatam sabbe buddhanubhavini sabbe dhammanubhavini sabbe sanghanubhavini sada suddhi bhavang tuti. Sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu. Now slowly open your eyes very peacefully. Let your whole body to relax. Please join your palms together and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, hope you all had a good meditation session. But make sure when we turn off the lights, so so we do that to give your entire attention, so that you won't see any outside things and what your colleagues do, co-meditators do, and you gain the ability to fully focus, right? So Artem's suggestion, sorry. So but don't turn it into sleeping meditation. Always make sure that you practice Vipassana breathing. Okay. So sometimes you might think, oh, nobody can see me. Oh, I can do what I want. So because it's darkness. So don't do like that. You are doing it for yourself, right? So gradually you are moving forward and developing. I'm so glad. So I am happy for you. And I hope that you mix your understanding and you concentrate. So the understandings that you gain through Vipassana meditation and the concentration that you gain through breathing meditation in your day-to-day life. So I hope that you mix it in your day-to-day life, right? So the most use that you can get is, right, most important benefit that you can get through it is when things go wrong, right? When things go wrong. So it helps those understandings and the concentration will help you to stand still, right? You will be able to stay unmoved by the vicissitudes of life. So there are 8 vicissitudes in life, right? I taught you. What is the first vicissitude? No, vicissitudes. 8 kinds of vicissitudes. Very nice. That's number 3. Okay. 3. Okay. Number 5 and 6. Number 1, advantage and disadvantage. Right? Sometimes you gain things, sometimes you lose. So that is one vicissitude. So have you met these vicissitudes in life? A lot, right? Even today. So there is no time that you don't face these two. So throughout the life, we have to face this reality. You gain things, at the same time you lose things, right? Even today. Number 3 and 4, you become famous. I mean, so you gain the other people's good words. You win other people's good words sometimes, and then sometimes you lose it, right? You gain prosperity. Sometimes you don't you lose the prosperity, right? Social recognition, very nice. Sometimes you are, thank you, Mr. Rupesh, sorry, Mr. Rupesh. So So sometimes you are socially recognized, and then sometimes you are not socially recognized, right, Miss Rupesh? So then you lose it, and then you are praised sometimes, and you are blamed sometimes, right? And then number 7 and 8, you gain comfort sometimes. Sometimes you lose comfort. You are comfortable sometimes. You are not comfortable sometimes. You feel discomfort. So 8, what's your name? Achintya. Oh, you signed up, right? Through Meetup? All right, Achintya. Okay, very nice. Nice to meet you. And I'm glad that you joined too. So first one is advantage, disadvantage, Baljiana. Right, that's 5 and 6. Social recognition. And that means you gain prosperity sometimes. You lose social recognition, right? So 5 and 6. Yes, very nice. Praise and blame. And Artem, comfort and discomfort. Very nice. So these are the 8 vicissitudes of life. Whether you are a Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, atheist, or agnostic, or nothing, still all of us, even though you are a human being or an animal or divine being, whoever, they have to face these 8 vicissitudes in life. Right, Ma? Yes. So that's the truth. Then when those things come, you gain the ability to stand still, right? You gain the ability to stay unmoved. So in when these vicissitudes come into your life, right? So apply them. When you are sick, if you have medication, and if you don't use that medication, is it the wise thing or is it the foolish thing? The foolish thing, right? So the concentration that you gain and the wisdom that you gain, they are just like medication. When things don't go well in your life, when things go well, when things are going well too, but mostly when things are not going well in your life, please use this medication. So you will be able to manage the damage, right? Right. Please do so. Then today I'm going to teach about the 5th step of 8 noble path. 5th step of 8 noble path. I taught you that so through meditation, what you develop is what you are developing is right view, right view, right vision, right understanding. When you develop right understanding, then it leads to right concept, right? So when you understand things are impermanent, there is no an eternal line, all the beings are suffering. And so then when you understand about the 4 noble truths, right? So then this is not the time to describe all those. So if you need to know about them further, you can go to YouTube and watch the past videos, right? Past live streams. So then that leads to develop right concept. We develop 3 kinds of right concepts within because of those right understandings. Number 1, so you determine, right? You develop the concept of letting go of the negativities. I will let go. You develop the concept of letting go of your negativities. And then you determine whatever it happens, you won't get angry. And then you develop a concept of non-violence. Whatever it happens, I'm not going to harm anyone. I'm going to live a harmless life. When you develop the right concept, then it leads to right speech, right? So when you speak, you determine that you won't practice harmful speech. You won't speak untruth. Instead, you will always talk the words which can bring peace and happiness to the other people, which are truthful, which unite the other people, and which are meaningful, right? Right concept also leads, last week I told you, right concept also leads you to develop right action. You won't practice. So killing, you determine whatever it happens, I won't kill. Whatever it happens, I won't steal. And whatever it happens, I want to practice sexual misconduct, right? And it also leads to today's one. So right concept also leads to right livelihood, right? So what is the correct pronunciation? Some say livelihood, some say livelihood. Okay. So you can somehow, if you get the meaning, that's it. British or American accent, that's fine. So right livelihood, right? British accent. So then right livelihood means the way how you live. The way how you live. When you have right concept, rather right, so three kinds of right concept, whatever it happens, you will try your best to let go of your negativity. And then concept of not getting angry. Concept of non-violence. Whatever it happens, I won't harm anybody. So because of that, you start to live your life peacefully. Buddha, 2,600 around that kind of years ago, Buddha describes this. Miccha Ajivang Pahaya, Pali language, mother of all the North Indian and Sri so Sinhalese and neighboring languages. So Pali and Sanskrit. So Miccha Ajivang Pahaya, Samma Ajivena, Jivikang Kappet. That person determined. I will let go. I will abandon. I will throw away the wrong kind of living, which brings harm for the other people, which brings disbenefits for the other people. That means loss, and which brings unhappiness for the other people, right? And Miccha Ajivam Pahaya, Samma Ajivim, Jivikang Kappem. So I will live with the right way of living, right? So in the right way of living. So that's how I will live. So what is right way of living? For that, you have to understand what is the wrong way of living. So if someone lives the life with an income, right? With an income that person gain by harm, so bringing some kind of harm for the other people. So that's wrong livelihood. Buddha teaches about 5 kinds of wrong occupation. Satta Vanijja. So selling animals, right? Selling animals, that means especially human beings and animals for profit. So some people they sell animals and human beings for profits. So according to Buddha, all beings have their own right to live so because there is no being likes to feel discomfort. All beings like to live in comfort. This is the universal truth, right? So if someone sells someone, right, sells another person, another being for profits, that's wrong. That person violates the other person's right to live comfortably. So that's a wrong kind of occupation. Second one is Sattha Vanijja. So here the letter Tha, it's a capital letter. It sounds, so we have to sound it in a higher tone. Sattha and Sattha are two words. So Sattha means beings, and then Sattha means weapons. Selling weapons that can destroy the other people's lives. So selling guns and bombs, right? Such kind of destructive weapons that can kill the other people, that can bring harm to the other people. So that is wrong occupation, right? Then after that, Sattha Vanijja, Sattha Vanijja, and Mansa Vanijja. Selling flesh, right? Selling flesh means you kill animals and sell flesh, right? So you kill animals and then you sell flesh. That is also wrong occupation. That is also a wrong occupation. And then, selling drugs, right? Selling drugs, that is also a wrong occupation. So there are three kinds of drugs according to CDC. So legal drugs, illegal drugs, and medical drugs. So we are not talking about the third one. So the other two. So third one you can find in the pharmacy. So that's a separate kind of drug. So first one and second one. Why? When you drink intoxicants, so it impacts in the other people's lives to lose their consciousness. And when they don't have the right consciousness, what happens? When they are not aware, they do it leads to various kinds of wrong actions. Right? So sometimes even certain people in certain crime cases, so this is not the time to talk about them. So in certain crimes, when people are intoxicated, so they murdered the other people. When the certain kings in Asia, so they killed their own son out of jealousy while they were intoxicated, right? And when they came into consciousness, they were remorseful, right? They cried and so they lamented, but nothing works out. Why? What happened? That has already happened. So what causes that? Intoxicants. So if someone sells drugs, that's why it's a wrong occupation. So then
you think Buddha wrote all this or said all this that many years ago? But these all the things were there. Also selling drugs, selling flesh.
All those things were there. So they are not only in Buddhist scriptures, they are in Hindu scriptures, Jain scriptures, and some historical, so itihas katha. So you don't go, just you say itihas, right? So history. So there are itihas books. In those things too, there are stories how they use drugs. So those days, not these cocaine, heroin stuff. They didn't have these things. They have toddy. So they have toddy. So they made toddy. They made so in those books there are certain stories how they found out toddy too. This is not the time to talk about that. So somehow what they did is they let the fruits to rot in water, and then they took the spirit and drank. That's how they made toddy. But don't try that at home. So, right. So so then toddy was there, drugs. Yeah. So Buddha taught these things because it was there at that time. So there were weapon dealers even during the Buddhist time, 2,600 years ago. So certain weapon dealers, so they came from Iran, right? So Iranian people at that time, they were considered as like so very dangerous, right? So there are stories about that from that time. Later on, I'll teach gradually. One story will come when we learn about loving kindness. Yeah, I'll teach about that. Bante Punna story, who came from Iran. Yeah. So then, right. So selling drugs. So that was the action. Then that is wrong. And then selling poison. Selling poison. That is also wrong because it can lead to another person's destruction. So these are the 5 kinds of wrong occupation. Why they are wrong occupations? So they cause harm for the other people. So when the Vipassana practitioner develops in understanding, so they let go such kind of wrong occupations and determines I will do an occupation which is not harmful for the other people. Thinking so, that person starts to engage in an occupation which is beneficial for the others, which is not harmful for the others, which can bring happiness and comfort for the other people. Right? Samma Ajivena Jivikam Kappeti. Right? And that person develops the 3 kind. So that letting go, that person practices in 3 ways. So ancient terms first. Sampatti Virati. That person determines, I won't get any, that person thinks, I won't get anything. First think that I won't get anything. So doing such kind of wrong action. Right? And then that person later on, when that mindset is strong, then that person develops it into a samadhana virati. Samadhana means policy. Then that person makes it a policy in life. First prevention, then policy. That person thinks, right, I won't do this at all. This will be my policy. I'm not going to do this. And I'm not going to help it. And then samuchcheda virati. Samuchcheda means when that perceptual practice also grows. So it comes to a level that samuchcheda virati. That means that person goes completely. That person avoids it completely and determines not to do it at all. Right. So throughout the life. And then when someone lives the life with these kinds of right means, right, with the right income, then that person enjoys 4 kinds of happinesses in life. So number one, so atiti sukha, right? Atiti sukha, then after that, atiti sukha means that person thinks, oh, I gain all these things in the right way, not harming anybody. So I enjoy such kind of fun. So I live such kind of harmless, happy, comfortable, contented life with the money, with the property, with the wealth that I earned in the right manner. When that person thinks like that, so that person gets goosebumps and that person feels so happy, so contented about oneself. So this is the first comfort someone feels, right? Then second one, uh, Bhogasukha. Then when you eat or when you enjoy the things that you have, when you look at them, you gain the enjoyment. You think, to get these things, I didn't kill anyone, I didn't steal anything, or I didn't do anything wrong. All these things, all the properties that I have, gain them in the right way. Bhoga, property. Then whenever you think like that, whenever you keep on thinking like that, when you keep reminding this to yourself this way, you feel goosebumps, right? So some people say after watching certain films, they feel goosebumps. So these are the free ways that you can feel goosebumps, right? So then you think, right? I gain all these things. So without any debt, I don't have any debt to anybody, right? I don't have any debt to anybody. Uh, without having any debt to anybody, I gain all this property and I enjoy it. So I'm a debtless person, no debt to anybody. I have nothing to repay. So when you think like that, you feel goosebumps. You feel so happy, right? And then number four, um, then when you think throughout your life, you didn't do anything wrong to anyone, right? And I am a person who doesn't have any guilt. I'm a person who doesn't have any guilt. When you think about that deeply, then again you feel goosebumps. Oh. So I lived this many years up to now. I lived 20 years, I lived 30 years, I lived 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. And throughout this time, so I didn't get even a penny by stealing or killing or harming the other people. And at the same time, I lived my life up to now as a faultless person, as a correct person. How wonderful, how lucky I am. When you think like that, you gain goosebumps, right? So please develop these four goosebumps in life. And so if you have done wrong things in the past, let those things go. So I don't believe so, but if you, by any chance, if you do such kind of these harmful occupations, or if you are so supporting or engaged to them, if you are engaging in such kind of thing, so you have to understand more than money, the most important thing is your consciousness, right? I remember last time you told me you gave up a big deal because you didn't feel it right. Very nice. That's how you should live. So, uh, so, when you look back, you feel so happy. You feel so happy. You can earn billions, millions of dollars, but with that money, you can buy happiness. So self-sufficientness, so self-satisfaction and happiness when seeing that you are faultless, that's a thing that you cannot buy with money. Okay? So live your life with right livelihood. I hope may you all be able to develop your life up to that level. So right understanding to right concept to right speech to right action, and at the same time, right, because of right concept, develop right livelihood. And next week I'll teach you about right effect. So whenever a film is over, you have to play a trailer so that you will come for the next film. Okay, right. Then next week we are going to learn about right effects, 4 kinds of right effects. So I hope that may all of you be able to develop your life up to that level. Give you everything. Work hard. Develop concentration, develop insight, and you will live your life with that concentration and understand. Now, everyone, please think. Together, all of us gathered here, practice this noble meditation technique and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of this positive energy, please think. May all our troubles be away. May all the good things happen in our lives. Practicing this noble, non-sectarian Dhamma path. May all of us be able to come out of all the negativities, develop all the positivities, and attain the eternal peace, eternal happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. With those thoughts, everyone, please join your palms together very calmly and concentrate. Abhivadana silisse nichang vada pachayinu Chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvang no sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vache ato nimmana sampatti iminati samijjato. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everyone. See you all in the next week. Have rest. Take rest. Sorry, uh, good night, Mrs. Dan.
Good night, Bhante. Thank you so much for these
Me be
teachings.
happy. Good
Thank you,
night,
sir.
Rahul.